afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rick Phillips for CampusNation.com, the sports animal. We are live from the campus of Wilmington College for this afternoon's great game between the Muskingum Muskies and the Lady Quakers, the Fighting Quakers. Our game's going to begin in about 14 minutes. I've got A.J. Ganger here as well as Roger Thompson on video, and we're going to be getting underway shortly. I'm going to turn it over to A.J. A.J., why don't you fill us in on the teams and their records and all that great information.
All right, thank you, Rick. Wilmington coming into today's ball game 5-9 overall. They're 2-5 in the OAC. Muskingum is 4-10 this season and 0-7 in the OAC. So Muskingum will be looking to get their first OAC win of the year this afternoon. The last time Wilmington met Muskingum, the Wilmington women's basketball team scored 15 of its last 17 points to escape with a 63-56 win over Muskingum in OAC action. That was last season here at Fred Risk Arena. The play of the three seniors, Spencer Robles, Courtney Tucker, and Christian Glick, was pivotal in the victory. Playing in their final regular season home game, the trio combined for 30 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. Tucker led the way with 14 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 4 steals, and a block, while Robles added 11 points in the team high 7 boards. That game last season was amazing. We were here doing that game right before the tournament. Then we did the first tournament game Wilmington had.
Right, because it was actually at home.
Right. Home cooking this season. Wilmington is faring a lot better offensively in the friendly confines of Fred Risk Arena. The Fighting Quakers are averaging 60.7 points a game at home while only scoring 51.4 points a game on the road. Coincidentally, the Fighting Quakers are 4-3 at home while they're 0-5 on the road. Freshman Mackenzie Campbell is coming off back-to-back 18-point performances and is averaging 16.5 points and 8.4 rebounds over the last 8 games. She was 6 of 7 from the field and 6 of 7 from the free throw line in Wednesday's game against Ohio Northern. She is 6th in the Ohio Athletic Conference with 13.1 points a game. Junior Brittany Jefferson is 2nd on the team and 7th in the OAC in scoring with 13 points a game. She has reached double figures in 4 of the last 5 games, but is shooting just 32.8%, 23 of 70 from the field in those games. And also on the glass, Wilmington is out-rebounding opponents by more than 5 boards per game, as junior Mary Moyer is leading the way and leading the team and is 5th in the OAC with 8.1 rebounds a game, but it's the contributions from the backcourt that has really bolstered the Fighting Quakers. Freshman Mackenzie Campbell is 2nd on the team with 6.8 boards, and junior Bernie Jefferson is 2nd with 5.1 rebounds a game. After a stretch of 7 straight games in which Dub C out-rebounded its opponent, the Fighting Quakers have been beaten on the glass in each of their last 2 games. Muskingum ended 2015 on a high note with 3 straight victories, but the new year hasn't been kind to the Muskies if they've lost 3 consecutive games. However, Muskingum is coming off a tough 64-61 loss to Mount Union. Junior Mallory Taylor is coming off a career-high 28-point performance in the loss to the Purple Raiders, and the scoring barrage enabled the 6'1" forward to take the team lead in scoring with 12.5 points a game. Her 5.5 rebounds per game and 56 free throw attempts are also leading the team. 3 other starters, Olivia Beskin, Jamie Goings, and Alexandra Carson, are all averaging double figures in points per game. The duo of Breskin and Carson are taking nearly 50% of the team's three-pointers while making 62.9% of the team's three-pointers. Carson is 2nd on the team with 38 assists, while Angela Darnley leads the team with 41 dimes. For Wilmington, the Wilmington College women's basketball team lost for the 3rd straight time, losing to Ohio Northern Wednesday 73-42 at OAC action at the Ohio Northern Sports Center. Wilmington struggled from long range, hitting just 3 for 25 from beyond the arc. More than half of the shot attempts were from three-point territory. The Fighting Quakers experienced a lot of success inside the arc, making 52.3% of their two-point field goals. Freshman Mackenzie Campbell had the most success near the basket, making 6 of 6 from two-point territory. Her only miss was a three-pointer. The rest of the team was 5 of 16 from inside the arc. Campbell finished with 18 points, 3 boards, and a steal. Junior Jacole Tabor and sophomore Allie Cavell dished out 3 assists, while junior Mary Moyer pulled down a team-high 7 rebounds. So it seems like Wilmington struggled quite a bit on Wednesday night while we were here doing the men's college basketball game as they got their second one of the season. But like we've said, both of these Wilmington teams, they seem young this season, Rick.
There's no question.
With the class that graduated last season, it's hard to rebound from such the successes that both of the men and the women had last season for Wilmington. But with Wilmington only being 5-9, they got a couple wins in the OAC this year. Muskingum still hasn't grabbed that OAC win, but had a tough loss, I should say, the other night against Mountain Union. They're going to have to come in here, and what's Wilmington going to have to do in your mind, Rick, to be able to end a 3-game losing streak?
Well, I think that first of all, as we've said before, they have an advantage because they're at home, and they do so much better at home than they do on the road. The girls played very well the last time out. I think that, the difference that I saw in the last game that they played, the girls seemed like they were passing better. They weren't making as many errors. Their shooting, it looks like it's improved. I think that once again, like the guys who we saw just win this past week, I think that, they're maturing, and a lot of the young players are starting to feel, more accustomed to what it takes at the college game, particularly our freshmen here for Wilmington College. They're starting to really to feel what they need to do as far as be successful at the college level. So I think that, for Muskingum, if they come in here, they're hungry. They obviously have not won an OAC game. They're going to be looking for that win, and that's what you're going to have to guard against. You're going to have to guard against them being so hungry that they're going to do just about anything they have to do to win this game tonight. And just a side note, we've got this is the first of 2 games tonight that we're going to be doing. The second game will be girls high school basketball, and that'll be coming from the high school gym, not the middle school gym, at Wilmington High School. The Lady Cane take on the East Clinton Astros this evening. That game is going to be a 6:45 tip-off, or as far as our pregame, with the game to start at 7 o'clock. So any of you that are listening that intend on going to the high school game tonight, remember it's at the high school gym, not the junior high school gym tonight. They're right next to each other, but there is a difference. And then as far as our schedule goes, we've got boys high school basketball this Tuesday, the 19th. Miami Trace, the Panthers are coming in to play the Hurricane. That'll be an interesting game. There is a game tonight with the boys Hurricane team. We were unable to get access simply because it's at Flying at the Hoops, and that's at Trent Arena in Kettering, Ohio. And they have a company that streams all their games that are going on this weekend. I think there's 23, 24 games. And that company streams all their games, and they charge to see the games. So obviously we were unable to gain access. That'll probably be the only game this year that we don't have at least audio stream. We didn't do video from Covcath, and we still have not talked with Moeller, but I don't see any problem with us doing audio and video from Moeller this coming week. So Tuesday, boys high school basketball. Once again, the game will start at 7:15 with the tip-off at 7:30. And then we'll be back here next week for men's college basketball. The Otterbein Cardinals will be coming in to play the Fighting Quakers, and that is a 2:45 pregame.
No, that's a Wednesday night game, right?
No,
that's
it is Wednesday.
7:15, right. I believe.
Let me check here. Yeah, because this next weekend's when we got the 3 games.
Yeah, we got 3 games next Saturday that we had to get covered. So
yeah, the 20th, which would be Wednesday, that game's a 7:15 pregame with 7:30 game. We don't have anything else scheduled for Wednesday unusually as far as high school. Typically, we have a high school game on the same day. We don't this Wednesday. Usually, we have girls basketball. And then the 22nd, rounding out the week, That'll be January the 22nd. We've got East Clinton Astros coming in. This is the rematch with the boys. 7:15 game with a 7:30 tip-off. The big game, or the big weekend, is this coming Saturday.
A week from today.
Right, because you're going to go to Cincinnati Moeller, to the Crusaders.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be doing the boys' high school basketball game there at Moeller, and hopefully we'll have audio and video. And then that same day, I'll be doing, probably with Charlie Hargrave, I'll be doing women's college basketball. The John Carroll Blue Streaks will be in. That's an afternoon game. That game will tip off, once again, at 2:45, a 3 o'clock game. And then we have girls' high school basketball. The Hillsboro Indians come into Wilmington. That's the 23rd, and that'll be in the evening. Once again, all girls' games are at 6:45, with the actual game beginning at 7 o'clock. So that's everything through next weekend. We've got a big lineup coming this weekend, and of course it all tips off tonight, or this afternoon, with this game with the Lady Quakers. So hopefully the Lady Quakers will win today, and we'll have the Lady Hurricane a win tonight. And we'll try to keep you abreast of the scoring with the men, with the boys game at Trent Arena. Those scores don't come even through ScoreStream that quickly, so hopefully we'll be able to at least update periodically what that score is. They're playing a tough, team from Columbus, and that is, I keep wanting to say Walnut Hill, but it's not Walnut Hills, it's Walnut Ridge.
Right.
And they were a preseason top 10 favorite in Division I. Wilmington was ranked preseason 21. So that's changed. Wilmington is now 6th in the state in Division I as far as their ranking, and Walnut Ridge is not ranked in the top 10 in Division I, but I think they've dropped 2 games all season. So they play in a tough league up there in Columbus, the City League, and they've got a pretty powerful team from what I saw as far as the team photos. It looks like they've got some good players there with some good height in that as far as looking at the roster. So anyway, the game is going to be starting in about another 2 minutes, so we're going to be ready for tip-off with Lady Quaker basketball here on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports.
Look at that. Rick just stole my line right out of my mouth.
I was waiting, AJ.
I know you were waiting.
You've had your lunch, you've had your coffee, or you're having your coffee there?
So, coming into this ball game here, let's go back to this Wilmington College game. We're getting ready to tip off here in about 2 minutes. Both of these teams today are coming in on 3-game losing streaks. Muskingums have started on the 2nd of January as they lost to Carnegie Mellon 78-63. Then they lost at John Carroll 65-62, and then their loss against Mountain Union 64-61. Wilmington lost to Trine back on the 3rd of January 61-53, and then they fell to Mountain Union 93-60 and Ohio Northern 73-42. So today both these teams are looking to snap a 3-game losing streak coming in here, and Muskingum will be looking to pick up their first OAC win, and Wilmington will be trying to prevent that and send them to 0-8 in the OAC.
Right, and if you look at the two teams that Wilmington and that they've played already as far as common foes, like with Mount Union, obviously Wilmington dropped by a larger number of points. They dropped to Mount Union, as did the Muskies. So, I don't think you can really base that, because I think that's an individual situation.
Well, that and Mountain Union played on the road. Right. They played at home against Wilmington and on the road against Muskingum. That it's totally different, and anything can happen at any time in a game. I mean, Muskingum can come out here and blow out Wilmington, or Wilmington could win by 2 points. I mean, it's just the way college basketball is today in girls and guys. Anybody can beat anyone on any given day, just like Wednesday night when the guys, they beat Ohio Northern 86-81. Wilmington's 2-10 and Northern's 5-9. They almost beat Mountain Union last Saturday and should have beaten Mountain Union.
Right. All right, well, we're going to turn it over to Bill Lehrman. He is the announcer here at Wilmington College, as he is for football at Wilmington High School. We'll let Bill do the honors with the Star Spangled Banner and the lineups.
The conference and the National Collegiate Athletic Association are committed to good sportsmanship. Degrading remarks directed at fans, officials, or student athletes is strictly prohibited and will not be tolerated. Be proud, be loud, and be positive. Your officials for today's game are Mark Akers, Kelvin Little, and Doug Ford. Prior to the introduction of the starting lineups, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove any hats and face the flag at center court for the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. And now let's meet today's starting lineup. Number 80, first on the floor for Muskingum, wearing number 2, Mallory Taylor. Starting for Wilmington, a 5'5" junior from Dayton, Ohio, wearing number 3, Brittany Jefferson. Starting for Muskingum, wearing number 10, Angela Darnley. Starting for Wilmington, 5'8" freshman from Cincinnati, wearing number 24, Mackenzie Campbell. Starting for Muskingum, wearing number 25, Olivia Besanson. Starting for Wilmington, 5'8" sophomore from Marysville, Ohio, wearing number 42, Miranda Wilson. For Muskingum, wearing number 32, Alexandria Carson. Starting for Wilmington, a 5'7" junior from Dayton, Ohio, number 34, Nicole Tabor. And for Muskingum, number 44, Jasmine Boynes. Rounding out the starting lineup for Wilmington, a 5'11" junior from Martinsville, Ohio, number 40, Mary Moyer. The coaches, Muskingum's head coach is Beth Fox. To Wilmington, head coach Jerry Sheedy, assisted by Alan Kane and Samantha Schlegel.
All right, starting lineups for both teams here. Muskingum, number 2, Taylor, number 10, Darnley, number 25, Basanskin, number 32, Carson, and number 44, Goings. For Wilmington, number 3, Jefferson, number 24, Mackenzie Campbell, number 34, Jacole Tabor, number 40, Mary Moyer, and number 42, Miranda Wilson. There's your starting lineups for both teams. We got 10 minutes on the clock. We're getting ready to tip-off action here in the first quarter as the Wilmington Fighting Quakers taking on the Muskingum Muskies in Ohio Athletic Conference Women's College Basketball play. Here we go. Official brings the ball to the middle of the court. There's the tip. Pulled down by Jacole Tabor, and Wilmington wins the tip-off to begin the ball game. They'll be going right to left this afternoon to begin the game. Miranda Wilson gives it to Tabor. Tabor hands it off to Jefferson. Step back, three-pointer to open up the game. No good. Rebound pulled down by number 32, Carson. Gives it up off the floor to Darling. Back to Carson. Now over to Taylor. Taylor to number 25. Now over to Taylor. Good ball movement here. Now Brzezinski gives it off to Taylor, driving, going up, and that was a late foul call and a charge.
I was going to say, that has to be a charge.
Yep. Jefferson's feet were set for about 3 minutes down there.
Yeah, she was waiting for it.
First personal foul charge to Mallory Taylor in the first of the period. Jefferson gets the inbound, being double teamed. Now gives it off to Moyer. Watch out from behind. Nearly got it stolen away. Gives it off to Wilson. Wilson to Tabor. Nice backdoor pass to Wilson, and the jumper is good for two. And Wilmington gets on the board first this afternoon. Other end of the floor now, we've got Darling. Gave it off to Muskingum. Now to Taylor. Gives it off to Carson. Back to Carson now on the wing. Carson drives, kicks it outside. Three-pointer is no good. Rebound pulled down by Brittany Jefferson.
Good defense the first two times up for the Fighting Quakers.
Campbell gives it out to Tabor. Three-pointer wide open from Brittany Jefferson for three, and Wilmington out to a 5-0 lead. And with a minute and a half into the ball game here, 8:25 to go in the first period. As Darling brings it off, gives it to Brzezinski.
Sounds Russian.
Brzezinski is what it is. Keep messing it up. Inside, try to kick it back outside, and stolen away by Tabor. Bad pass by Goings. Now Jefferson on the other end gives it to Wilson in the corner for three. No good. Rebound, though, pulled down by Moyer, and she puts it off the glass for two, and Muskingum needs a timeout as Wilmington has opened up the ball game on a 7-0 run with 7:56 to go in the first quarter of play. Wilmington 7, Muskingum 0. 30-second timeout from Muskingum.
We see excellent defense from the Lady Quakers both times down the floor. That was why you saw such good ball movement. They couldn't find a way into the basket. Then they tried forcing it in, and that's where we ended up with the charging. And then down on the other end, obviously Wilmington has taken a couple good looks at the basket and ended up with 7 points to right now have this 7-0 lead over Muskingum.
We got a big crowd here showing up. The students are back on campus for the next semester. Even though they have Monday off for Martin Luther King Day, they're still showing up here.
Well, they know you're here for the weekend, AJ, you know.
That's funny.
We didn't catch you last night.
Unfortunately. Now Brzezinski with the basketball on the other end. Gives it to Goings. Goings hands it off to number 32, Carson. Carson going to drive, give it off. Now back to Carson. 10 on the shot clock now for Muskingum.
Still having a problem getting it in.
Yep, number 10 is the ball, Darling. 2 seconds, puts it up at one, misses, no good. Rebound pulled down by Mary Moyer. And here come the Lady Quakers down the floor. Jefferson with the ball, gives it off to Wilson. Wilson to Moyer. Moyer gonna drive, got it fouled. Looked like she was going up for the shot and got hit right in the hand, and the ball went crazy. And now she's going to be shooting two as Goings is charged with her first personal and the team's second.
Yeah, I don't think the Muskies have a clue yet as to how they're going to score some points. This last time down the floor, once again, they had to force it up.
First shot is up and good for Mary Moore. They're holding on to the ball. It seems too long, too, right?
Well, and that's what happens. If you can't find a way to the basket, you're holding on to it, and you have to make that shot because the shot clock is winding down. Unlike high school, you can run it forever.
There we go. Second shot from Moyer is up and good. 9-0. Wilmington in the lead. 7:12 to go in the first quarter of play. Other end of the floor. Brzezinski for three. In and out. No good. But the rebound was pulled down by number 21, Moran. And now Carson has it back out on top. Gives it off to Moran. Moran over to Darley. Back to Carson. And travel, yep. Good call by the official there.
Yeah, once again, this Lady Quaker defense has been very, very good, and they're causing turnovers, and they're causing the shot clock to wind down.
Number 12, Caitlin Smith coming into the ball game from Muskingum. 6:52 to go in the first quarter. It is still 9-0. Wilmington the lead. They've opened up this ball game with a 9-0 run here against Muskingum. Jefferson gets the inbound pass. Will bring it across half court. She's going to take it coast to coast all the way. No good on the shot, but the rebound was pulled down by Moyer. No good on that shot. Ball still loose. Whistle.
Jump?
Nope, that was a foul. So the ball's going back to Muskingum. Mary Moyer charged with her first personal foul and the team's first of the quarter. Coming into the ball game for Wilmington, number 30, Emily Smith. I thought for sure that was going to be a jump ball.
Looked like it to me. I'm impartial, of course.
Darling brings it up, gave it off to number 12, Smith. Over to number 23, Stoker. And Stoker to Beseskin. Nice pass. Moran back out to Beseskin. Working against Mackenzie Campbell. Tough defense. Now gives it all. Three-pointer from the top is good. Number 23, Haley Stoker with the three-pointer and the first points of the game for Muskingum here.
Still forced to make those three-point shots, and so they're going to live and die by the three-pointer unless Wilmington's defense breaks down.
Campbell gave it off to Jefferson. Goes up high on the layup. No good. Rebound by Tabor. Kicks it back out to Wilson. Wilson to Smith. Wilmington resets as they hand it off to Jefferson up top. Jefferson tried to give it to Tabor, but it was a kick. Almost nearly a turnover. Almost stolen away by Smith, and it's going to be a kick, and Wilmington maintains possession. 18 on the shot clock with a 9-3 lead. Inbound comes into Wilson. Gives it off to Campbell. Campbell back outside Wilson in the corner. Pump fakes, goes up, jumper, no good. Rebound by Tabor. She goes up with a basket of her own, it's no good underneath. And the rebound by Smith, and she's going to be charged with a foul. Reaching. That foul was on Tabor. That's her first, team second. 5:31 to go in the first quarter of play. Wilmington 9, Muskingum 3 right now. The inbound comes in to Darlene, and she'll bring it up the floor for Muskingum. Working against Jefferson now. Weaving her way around, picks Beseskin, gives it off. Nice passing, three-pointer from the wing is no good. Airballed that one. The rebound was by Moran, and she's fouled on the shot. And Campbell will be charged with her first personal and the team's third, so shooting two will be number 21, Moran. First one is up and good. Ellie Cavell coming into the ball game for Wilmington.
Substitutions in the game, Mallory Taylor. Alexandria Carson. And 24, Skylar Fenimore.
Fenimore, Carson, and Taylor back into the ball game for Muskingum. Second shot from Moran is up and good as well. Mary Moyer coming back into the ball game for Wilmington. 5:11 to go, first quarter of play. It is now 9-5, Wilmington in the lead. Gets it into Jefferson. Double team, gives it off to Mary Moyer. Moyer to Cavell. Back to Jefferson. Running the offense up on top. Jefferson to Moyer. Moyer to Campbell. Campbell to Cavell. Wilmington, good ball movement here. Fits it inside to Campbell. Nice layup and pass by Mary Moyer to Campbell for 2 points, and Wilmington stretches it back out to a 6-point lead. Other end of the floor now, number 24, Fenimore. Oh, nice pass down low, two to Taylor, and she puts that one high off the glass for two. Now Ellie Cavell with it, gives it off to Smith. Smith finds Moyer, and she lost it out of bounds. Too high. Turnover for Wilmington. The ball's going back to the Muskies here. 11-7. Quakers in the lead with 4:24 to go in the first quarter. There's number 12. Smith brings the ball up the floor. Excuse me, that was Carson. Taylor tried to find Goings. It's stolen away. And stolen back by Goings. Smith took too long to make a decision to pass. Wilmington has numbers for a minute. 2-point shot is no good by Smith. Ball still loose. Taylor with it now from Muskingum. Goings gives it out to Carson. Fits it back inside to Goings. One-handed layup, no good. Rebound by Moyer, and Wilmington has possession again. Here comes Brittany Jefferson down the floor. Gives it off to Campbell. Over to Moyer. Finds Jefferson again. Finds Smith. Gives it off to Ellie Cavell on the drive. The shot and a travel.
2 straight turnovers for the Lady Quakers.
A.J.
Arling and Miranda Wilson back into the ball game for Wilmington. 3:32 to go in the first quarter of play. Wilmington with an 11-7 lead right now. Carson gave it off to Smith. Smith to Goings. Goings gives it to Fenimore. Back to Carson. Shot no good for 3. Ball's loose on the floor. Good hustle by Jefferson, and she stepped on the line trying to save it from going out of bounds and is going to stay with Muskingum. Tough break there. Muskingum will inbound from the Wilmington bench. They get it into Carson. Now Goings has the ball up on top. Gives it off to Carson on the wing. Nearly a travel there. Gives it to Goings again. She drives, goes up, no basket, and she traveled there. So a turnover by Muskingum. Ball's going back to Wilmington. Seen a couple turnovers from both teams so far here, Rick.
Yeah, they've gotten a little sloppy here in the last minute and a half of play.
Wilmington only scored 56 points last night, Rick.
Yeah, and that was because primarily Cumberland only played about 2 quarters. They were
stolen away here by Muskingum on the good defense. Carson tipped it in the air and right into the hands of Taylor. Sorry about that, Rick.
Yeah, they were saving some of their better players for tonight because they knew they'd need it with Walnut Ridge.
Locke with the basketball for Wilmington. Gives it off to Wilson. To Moyer in the corner for 3. No good. Rebound pulled down by Arling. Trapped underneath. Has to kick it outside. She does. Locke over to Ellie Cavell. Ball still loose. Still loose. Still loose.
That'll be jump ball.
Jump ball, and it's going to go back to Muskingum now. So Muskingum has made it just a 2-point deficit and can tie or take the lead on this next possession. Campbell back into the ball game for Wilmington. 2:26 to go in the first quarter of play. It is Wilmington 11, Muskingum 9. Wilmington started the game on a 7-0 run, or was it 9? I think it was 9-0.
Might have been.
They've only scored 2 points since that 9-0 run. Number 23, Stoker. Gave it off to Taylor. Taylor cut off on the drive, gives it back to Carson. 10 on the shot clock. Carson gonna drive, goes up, whistle and a travel. A lot of travels being called here early on, Rick.
Well, they once again, I think that a lot of that just has to do with the defense. They're trying to drive, they're trying to get around the Wilmington players, and they're traveling in doing so.
Locke gets the inbound pass for Wilmington, now throws it back to Moyer. Good.
A little bit of pressure.
Yeah, full court pressure again. Now Jacole Tabor gets it across half court. Gives it off to Wilson. Wilson got a pick. Throws it outside to Locke. Nearly lost that one. Pulls it back down. Over to Campbell. 10 on the shot clock. Campbell finds a lane. Goes up with it.
Good.
And the basket counts. With the foul, and now Mackenzie Campbell can complete a 3-point play. As the foul's on number 24, Fenimore. That was on Taylor, her second, team's third. One shot for Mackenzie Campbell to complete a 3-point play and stretch this lead back out to 5. Shots up, and Campbell completes the 3-point play to make it 14-9 Wilmington, 1:35 to go in the first quarter. Carson with the basketball. She brought it across half court. Gives it off to number 24, Fenimore. Inside, bad pass, going back to Wilmington.
Substitutions in the game for the Muskies. Number 10, Angela Darnley. Number 25, Olivia Besanson.
Darnley coming in and Besanson coming back in as well. Inbound comes into Jefferson. Takes it across half court. Being double teamed, gives it to Moyer. Wilson wide open for 3. She jumped, traveled. That was a jump step.
Substitution for Wilmington, number 50, A.J. Arling.
A.J. Arling coming back into the ball game for Wilmington. 1:16 to go first quarter. Muskingum with the ball again. Brings it all the way up the floor is number 10, Darling. Gave it off to Baseskin. Three-pointer from the wing. No good. Rebound pulled down by Jefferson. Final minute of this first quarter. Jefferson gives it off to Tabor. Tabor reverse layup gets blocked, but she gets her own rebound. Gives it to Campbell. Campbell kicks it outside. Tabor wide open three from the corner. It's nothing but net. And now it's back out to an 8-point Wilmington lead. 17-9 with 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Carson kicks it outside to number 33, Dudley. Now Carson on the drive. Jumper short. Tabor could not save it. It goes out of bounds. 13 on the shot clock, 24.8 on the game clock. Muskingum will inbound from underneath their basket now. Gets it in, overshoots it. It'll be pulled down by Basanskin. 5 on the shot clock. Got to put up a shot. She does. Short. Whistle and a foul.
What do you think? What do you think about the legislation? Well, no, it's not legislation. They're just proposing in high school basketball in Wisconsin that they don't yell "air ball." They don't say other things that are what they consider demeaning to the sports, to the athletes.
Oh my goodness! I think it's crap. They don't want anybody's feelings to get hurt. Basanskin shooting 2. First one's up and good as Mackenzie Campbell was charged with her second foul of the quarter of the game. And Ella Cavell comes in for her. 13.1 seconds to go in the first quarter. 17-10 pending this second free throw, which is up and good. 17-11. Inbound comes into Jefferson. 5 on the clock. Jefferson drives, spins, goes up, got a block. Carson pulls it down and cannot put up a shot before the buzzer. And that's going to do it for our first quarter of play. Wilmington out to a 6-point lead, 17-11 over Muskingum right now at the end of one quarter. Yeah, I think that's crap. That legislation is crap, and they just don't want anybody's feelings to get hurt, I guess. And, I mean, it's life.
You shouldn't keep score, right?
Everybody wins. Everyone gets a trophy nowadays. Come on, man.
Well, a reminder, we've got girls high school basketball following the game that we're doing right now. We're going to be at Wilmington High School, the high school gym, rather than the middle school gym, for the East Clinton Astros being hosted by the Lady Cane. That game's going to get underway with our pregame at 6:45 and the game to follow at 7. So tune in for all the action tonight. Last night we had the Wilmington boys defeating the Greenfield McLean boys 56-21. Wilmington went to 11-0 and McLean dropped to 3-10. Wilmington ranked number 6 in Division I basketball in the state of Ohio currently. They've got a big game this afternoon at 5 o'clock. We'll try to keep you up to date on that in our second game to give you an idea of what the boys are doing against Walnut Ridge at Trent Arena.
Wilmington will begin with a basketball to begin the second quarter. And Rick, they jumped out to a 9-0 run to begin the game, and then they kind of slowed down and only scored 8 points after that as Muskingum made a little bit of a comeback there, and we got to see Wilmington play more like they did in that first 5 minutes of the first quarter. Number 10 with the three-pointer, which is up and good. That's Courtney Hills.
Number 10, Courtney Hillis.
9-point lead now.
20-11 now. Carson with the basketball. Biggest lead of the day for Wilmington is 9. Gets it inside to Goings. Kicks it back outside. To Darling. Darling for 3 on the corner. And that one's good. Both teams trade three-pointers here to open up the second quarter. Now Hills with the ball again. Gives it to Moyer. Moyer hands it off to Jefferson. Drives, kicks it out to Ellie Cavell for three. That one's no good. Ball's tipped in the air and rebounded by Goings and the Muskies. Here comes Muskingum down the floor. Beseskin, three-pointer from the wing is good, and now it's a three-point game. She just stopped, shot, nothing but net.
Right.
Moyer gives it to Hills. Hills with a wide-open three in the corner. That one is good.
It's a battle of the 3 points.
Both teams with 2 3-pointers in this quarter so far. It's 23-17 Wilmington. Fast pace. Now Carson for three, and that one is good. It's a three-point shooting contest right now.
This is incredible.
23-20. Jefferson with the ball. Wilmington with the lead. Mary Moyer with a three of her own. That one is no good. And it's rebounded by number 10, Darling. Now they can tie it up with a three here. Beseskin with the basketball. Gives it to Goings. Goings to Darling. Back outside. It's intercepted by Tabor. One-on-one down the floor. Tabor goes up. No good on the shot. Rebounded by Jefferson, and the second attempt is good and one.
So this will be a 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
That's what happens when you have numbers, though, down on the floor. You're able to get a rebound if there's a missed shot.
Right, exactly.
And Jefferson to complete the 3-point play and stretch it back out to a 6-point lead.
And she did hustle so she could get down there and do that rebound.
Yep. Free throw is up and good, and it's now 26-20. The foul was on number 32, Alexandra Carson. That was her first and the team's first of the quarter. Oh, Darling nearly traveled there. Gives it to Beseskin. Working against Ellie Cavell. Gives it back to Darling. Trying to fit it inside to Goings. She does. Spinning hard to the hoop. Off the glass for two.
And that was one of the few times that they actually were able to get the ball in under the basket to make a score.
Yeah, they haven't scored very many points in the paint. Moyer outside, three-pointer for Hills is no good. Rebound pulled down by Beseskin and the Muskies. Stop, three from the top is good. She's got a fluid shot, and it's now 26-25, Wilmington in the lead. And Jerry Sheevy wants a 30-second timeout for Wilmington with 7:12 to go in the second quarter of play. Wilmington 26, Muskingum 25. Muskingum has made, I think, 4 3-pointers and 2 of them by Beseskin so far.
Yeah, they've made a couple runs at the Lady Quakers here, and obviously this is one of them since they only trail by 1. I think that, the big thing right now is we need to slow it down, maybe be a little more methodical in what we're doing here rather than trying to rush back and forth and take some unwarranted shots.
Can it go down a little? What? The music? I don't have any control over it. Amir does. Kiki, can you turn it down a little bit next time you play it?
You told me to turn it up.
Oh my god.
Like, I don't know.
These fans are getting mad.
All right, after the timeout, Jefferson gets the inbound. She'll bring it up the floor for the Quakers. Gives it to Arling. Arling gives it off to Hills, over to Wilson. Wilson to Tabor. Back to Jefferson. Back to Wilson. 10 on the shot clock. Gives it off to Hills. Back to Jefferson. Drives. Nice lane and an easy bucket.
And she was about to be cut off, but then the Muskie player, she's backed off and she had the lane.
Carson gave it off to Goings inside. Beseskin got it out back outside, and Tabor steals this one away, and it's going to be a foul against Tabor as she stiff-armed her down on the ground, trying to take it for 6.
Yeah, can't kind of push off. You can't do that.
That's Tabor's second foul, and the team's first of the quarter. And now Mary Moyer will come in for Jacole Tabor. Yeah, she was stiff-arming her way all the way to the end zone on that one.
But that was good hustle.
Got called for a face mask.
Yeah. The yellow hanky was down.
Beseskin gives it off to Goings. Over to Carson. And Carson stalling away. And a jump ball is going to stay with Muskingum. Good hustle by Jefferson to follow on that ball and give Wilmington a shot. Now Deja Locke will be in here shortly. So Muskingum maintaining possession. They'll inbound it from the Wilmington bench. It comes into Carson. Gives it back to number 12, Smith. Now inside to Goings. Goings back outside. Nearly threw it away. Saved by Smith, who gives it off to Carson. Carson to Beseskin. Goings with it. Now to Carson. Drives. Oh, nice pass to Goings. Kicks it back out to Carson in the corner for three. Airballed. Rebounded by Mary Moyer and the Lady Quakers. Here goes Moyer to Wilson. Outside to Hills from the wing. Long three. It's good. Nothing but net for Hills.
And it's a 6-point lead.
Yeah, 31-25. Carson all alone, coast to coast is good.
It's a nice drive there.
31-27. Locke will take it. Give it to Wilson. Wilson in the corner for three. That one's no good. Rebounded by Beseskin and the Muskies.
Intensity has picked up a little here.
Fast-paced movement, just like it was at the beginning of the quarter.
You got this, Roger? All right.
Carson with the basketball. Two-pointer, foot on the line, no good. Rebounded by Miranda Wilson. Gives it off to Locke. 3-on-3. Locke gives it off to Moyer. And Moyer's fouled.
She okay?
Yeah, she's a little shaken up after that foul.
Sort of doubled over there.
Holding her hand or her rib. Fouls number 34, Goings, her second, team second, and now Moyer will be shooting two.
Maybe she got the wind knocked out of her.
I think she got hit right in the ribs. Making sure she's all right, both officials. First shot from Moyer is up. She made that one look easy.
Right. Even with the rib hanging out, she still makes the shot.
Right? She'll probably come out here after the shot if she makes it.
Give her a little bit of a rest.
Second shot is no good. Oh, foul. And that's a foul on Arling. Hard on number 21, Moran. She hit the floor hard.
She's getting up slowly.
Well, she hung in the air for a few seconds. It's Arling's first personal foul and the team's second of the period. 4:58 to go in the first half. 32-27. Wilmington in the lead right now. We got some substitutions. Parkman coming back in, and so is Darling. Here goes Muskingum. Parkman with the basketball. Gives it to Goings. Goings to Darling. Off to Smith. Thought about a three. Drives. Loses it. Stolen away by Mary Moyer. Moyer tried to take it coast to coast. Nearly got it stolen. Got it back in the layup.
Yeah, she just bullied that one right up.
34-27. Wilmington in the lead now. Parkman with the basketball. Goes inside to Goings. Goes up. And a foul against Arling. That's going to be her second.
Foul charged on number 50, A.J. Arling.
And now Goings will be shooting two.
Third of the period.
It's the team's third foul of the period for Wilmington. First one is up and good.
To Wilmington, number 33, Alexandra Kingsbury.
Second shot for Goings. That one's no good. Rebound pulled down by Kingsbury, getting her first minutes of the game. Locke threw that one away right into the hands of Darling and the Muskies. Stop jumper, no good. Rebounded by number 21, Moran. She puts up a shot, no good. Rebound by Ellie Cavell. 4 minutes to go, 34-28. Wilmington in the lead here in the first half. Outside, Hills with another three. Can she do it again and miss? I would think that was the first miss she had all day. Rebound by the Muskies. Darling gave it off to Smith. Over to number 21, Moran. Now to Parkman. Parkman back outside to Darling. Back to Parkman. Jumper. No good. Rebounded by A.J. Arling. Gives it off to Locke. Locke will bring it up the floor. Across half court. Gives it to Hills. Hills drives. Kicks it back out to Locke. Slowing it down a little bit now. Locke, though, is going to drive. Got fouled on the drive. And she's a little slow to get up.
Foul charge number 3, Dana Parkman.
Dana Parkman with her first foul, the team's third.
Period.
Jefferson coming back into the ball game, as well as Miranda Wilson.
42, Miranda Wilson.
Wilmington will inbound from underneath their basket now. Jefferson gets it into Ellie Cavell. Gives it to Arling. To Kingsbury. And Lexi Kingsbury with the hook shot. Looked like Magic Johnson on that hook shot.
8-point lead.
36-28, 3 minutes to go in the first half. Peseskin gave it off to Moran. Now to Parkman. Drives, puts it up. Wild shot, rebound pulled down by Kingsbury. Gives it off to Jefferson. Back to Kingsbury. Oh, nice pass.
That was a great
to Ellie Cavell. Couldn't hit the shot, and it's going to be a foul against Muskingum, I think.
Well, it appears. Yeah, Wilmington did.
Either that or her foot was on the line.
Yeah, we didn't hear anything as far as a foul.
Jefferson will inbound it from underneath their basket. 36-28, Wilmington in the lead. Oh man, that one was knocked out of bounds by Parkman. As Jefferson was trying to get it into Wilson. Inbound comes into Ellie Cavell. Gives it off to Miranda Wilson. Now to Lexi Kingsbury. Kingsbury spinning. What a jump shot by Kingsbury.
She cleared out.
10-point lead. Biggest lead of the game for Wilmington. 38-28. 2:21 to go in the first half. Carson gives it to Moran. Now to Parkman. Parkman gives it to Peseskin. Nope, and that's a charge. Charge against number 23, Stoker. Her first, the team's fourth. 2:09 to go in the first half of play.
Got a timeout?
Nope, we got some substitutions.
All right.
As Carson comes into the ball game. Jefferson with the inbound. Gives it off to Lexi Kingsbury across half court. Now back to Jefferson to run the offense. Back to Kingsbury. Over to Wilson. Wilson to Cavell. Back to Kingsbury. Back outside to Jefferson. 12 on the shot clock. Nice pass down low to Darling. Foul and the bucket. And one as Arling will be attempting the three-point play. First personal foul charged to Moran, the team's fifth. So Wilmington will be shooting two the rest of the way here too. The three-point play is up and completed by A.J. Arling. 41-28, 13-point lead. Peseskin with the basketball, gives it to Moran, who gives it to Carson. To number 23, Stoker, shot no good and a foul.
So was she fouled in the act of shooting a three-point?
That was a foul away from the ball.
All right.
Fouls against Arling, her third, team's fourth.
She'll have to come out.
Emily Smith comes into the ball game. Inbound comes into Carson. Now gives it off to Smith. Back to Moran, back to Smith. Now back to Carson. Back over to Smith on the wing. Gives it off to Moran up on top. The handoff goes to Carson. Now comes to Smith. Driving. Kicks it back outside. Nice pass to Moran. The shot is no good, but a foul. This one's going to be against Ellie Cavell. That's her first and the team's fifth. Two shots upcoming from Moran. First one is up and good. Second shot is good as well. 11-point lead, 40-31, 1:13 to go in the first half. Wilmington in the lead over Muskingum. Jefferson with the ball. Takes it across half court. Gives it off to Ellie Cavell. Now to Kingsbury. No, nice pass to Jefferson. Nearly lost it. And a jump ball. Possession arrow still says Muskingum.
Final minute.
I was going to say,
There's the arrow change finally. All right. Number 12, Smith, gives it to Carson. Gives it up on top. Three-pointer is in and out, no good. Nice hustle to try to get her own rebound. It was last touched by Ellie Cavell, and will stay with Muskingum. The shot was no good by Stoker. She tried to follow up and get her own rebound, and ball ended up going out of bounds. Carson inbounds it to Stoker. Back to Carson. Drive, got cut off. Gives it off to Moran. Excuse me, that's number 12, Smith. Now back to Carson. Now to Moran. Now to Smith. 15 on the shot clock. Peseskin drives, goes up, no good. Got the rebound as Moran. The foul and a foul, I believe, against Jefferson.
Foul number 33, Lexi Kingsbury.
Nope, Lexi Kingsbury.
On the team, that could be a two-shot foul.
No, it was against Jefferson. Jefferson's first two shots upcoming for Moran. First one is no good. Bill got that one wrong. Second shot is up and good. 10-point lead, 41-31. 20 seconds to go in the first half. Jefferson will bring it across half court. Wilmington will more than likely hold for the last shot. Miranda Wilson. 10 on the clock. Miranda driving, goes up, got it blocked. 5 seconds. Muskingum trying to put one up. Carson puts one up out of desperation. It goes out of bounds, and with 0.6 seconds to go in the first half, Wilmington will more than likely just inbound it here and let the clock expire.
and I will head down to get the stats for the half.
Inbound comes into Jefferson, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. With the score, Wilmington 41, Muskingum 31. We'll have first half stats and analysis coming your way shortly here on CampusNation.com, the sports animal you're on for high school and college sports.
30206. That's 9030206. With $80, we redeem the winnings at the ticket table. Once again, the winning ticket number 9030206. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to welcome a special group of young basketball ladies, the Wilmington College Women's Basketball Program. Gladly welcomes the 5th grade Lady Lions from Washington Courthouse. Thank you for attending today's game and good luck the rest of the season. In addition, we ask you to join us in Allison Mangold. Happy birthday today. It's her 11th birthday.
She would start. That's what I really saw. She should start shooting. We go out, they never go out. That means we just stay in. That's why I was sometimes like, she was pushing me. And I wasn't going to do anything. She's like, when I get mad, just like when you get mad, you know, it's just like, I was just like, I'm tired of this. She
Well, at halftime, in men's basketball, the Muskies are leading the Fighting Quakers 33-31.
Ooh, close game.
Yeah, it is a close game.
You know what? When it comes to the men's Wilmington College basketball team, they're in close games. They're in a lot of games that they play. Their 2-10 record doesn't actually show just how good they are. And you know, it's all about finishing. And we haven't really seen them finish that well recently this year because they are a young team.
Right. And it goes back to their youth.
Right.
I think we're seeing them evolve. They're finally getting their feet planted on the ground. They're understanding what they have to do to be competitive at the college level in basketball. And these youngsters, so to speak, are learning now how to play basketball at this level. And of course, with their win this last game, and now just 2 points behind, they're in the game.
Alrighty, we got 7 minutes, 24 seconds to go until we begin the second half. The Lady Quakers obviously up 41-31 here over Muskingum at the break. Scoring, leading for Muskingum with 8 points is Beseskin. She's 2 of 6 from the field, and those 2 huge three-pointers. She's 2 of 5 from three-point range. 2 players with 5 points at the half. That's Moran and Alexandra Carson, and with 4 points, Mallory Taylor. Muskingum is only shooting 33% from the field. They're 9 of 27, but they're 5 of 13 from three-point land and are 8 of 10 from the line. Wilmington leading scorer is number 9, Courtney Hillis, as she has hit 3 three-pointers. She's 3 of 5 from three-point land and from the field. With 8 points, Brittany Jefferson, 8 points, 3 boards, 7 points. Mary Moyer, she's 3 of 4 from the line, and she also has 5 boards, so she's on her way to a double-double. We've seen her get a double-double a lot in her career as a Wilmington Fighting Quaker. Wilmington shot an astounding 46.9% from the field, 15 of 32. They were also 5 of 13 from three-point range and 6 of 7 from the line. And a big stat that I circled here on the sheet right now, as we've talked about it during the game, is points in the paint. Wilmington with 20 points in the paint. That's almost nearly half their points on the scoreboard, but Muskingum has only scored 8 points in the paint, and Wilmington has 15 points off of turnovers, while Muskingum has 3.
And I think that goes to show, when we talk about points in the paint, how Wilmington has been denying the Muskies getting in under the basket. They've had to take a lot more shots from the three-point range. They've also had to hurry a lot more shots because they've run the shot clock down. So it's that great defense that the ladies have been playing that has propelled them in the game.
And also another stat to mention, Wilmington has led for 19 minutes and 9 seconds. The score was tied for 51 seconds. So Wilmington has led the entire basketball game except for those opening 15 seconds in the game. So when you look at that stat right there, Wilmington, Muskingum started coming back a little bit there in that second quarter, making it 26-25, but then Wilmington started pulling away. When they both started shooting three-pointers again, it seemed like Wilmington started pulling away. They started getting some more turnovers, and after turnovers, like we said, 15 points off of turnovers tonight so far to Muskingum's 3. Wilmington, I think, is outplaying Muskingum on both sides of the ball, and it shows in the scoreboard right now.
I agree.
I mean, I'm surprised Wilmington's not up by at least 20 points at the half instead of 10, just by how dominant their defense has been, but they've made some bad choices down on their end of the floor offensively. You have to look at that stat too.
Right, I think that, at this point, if the ladies can continue to play the game they've been playing, they should be able to take command and to win this game. The key is going to be the Muskies have made 2 or 3 different runs at Wilmington. They've gotten it as close as 1 point. They have not taken the lead. Wilmington just needs to make sure that they don't allow them to get in those runs and get close.
4 minutes until we begin the second half of play. Don't forget, coming up your way on our doubleheader, game number 2 of a doubleheader this afternoon at 7 o'clock, 6:45. We'll be on the air from Wilmington High School as the Lady Hurricane take on the Lady Astros in the Clinton County matchup between East Clinton and Wilmington High School and high school girls basketball. That's another team that we have covered this season that has a lot of youth on it. They impressed me a lot. Their defense against that one game I did when they played Clinton Massey, when Massey was undefeated coming into the game, and they ended up beating them.
Well, and they played who I consider to be probably the best girls team as far as the SCOL.
McLean?
They played Miami Trace the other night, lost by 2 points. Maya Jackson scored 28, 30 points that game. She has been coming into her own. This is a freshman that is being looked at by Xavier and by a school up north I will not mention.
No, she's being looked at by Michigan, man?
No, Ohio State.
Man, you almost made my day.
Got you there, didn't I?
You did get me a little bit there. And Roger's laughing at me, too. Roger's on the floor rolling around laughing.
I set him up big time for that, Roger.
You did set me up. You did set me up for that one. About an hour and a half north. Well, next weekend, we've got 5 games going on, starting on Friday night with boys high school basketball as the Astros come in to Hurricane territory to take on the Wilmington High School Hurricane, who are undefeated and ranked number 6 in the state in Division I basketball. On Saturday, a triple header, so we got a quadruple header all weekend, not 5 games, we got 4 games.
We're actually doing a simulcast because your game, which will be down in Cincinnati at Moeller, will be going on at the same time as the game with the Hillsboro Indians and the Lady Cane.
So starting the afternoon at 3 o'clock, 2:45 pregame, Wilmington College women's basketball, John Carroll against Wilmington here at Fred Risk Arena. And then over at the high school, we've got Hillsboro coming in to take on Wilmington in girls high school basketball. And again, like Rick said, a simulcast in boys high school basketball between Wilmington and Moeller, the team that knocked Wilmington out of the race for a state championship last season after they beat them by 15 points in the beginning of the year. Now it's kind of in the middle of the year when they're playing each other. It could be a different story. I don't know how Moeller looks this season, what their rankings are.
They're ranked 4th in the state.
So it's going to be one of those, like the Wilmington-Wayne game last year we did that came down to the 3 points. I mean, that game was intense the entire time. I don't think I had a voice for 3 or 4 days after that. But I mean, we've seen a lot of good games being played by Wilmington High School. I mean, being a Wilmington broadcast team, tried to be unbiased here. What do you think Wilmington's going to do in the state playoffs this year? We already know they're probably going to be in.
Well, obviously every team is in to start the season. Now the question will be, how many games does Wilmington go into the tournament? You have to win 6 games to win the state championship?
I think so.
Wilmington went 3 deep. The 4th game, which was the district finals, they lost to Moeller. They had beaten Moeller by 15 earlier. And both those games, by the way, are on our Campus Station website if you want to take a look at it. Moeller looks to be stronger this year than they were last year. Wilmington, on the other hand, it's sort of a tale of 2 cities when you look at the team. Some people believe last year's team was stronger with both the Cumberland cousins. Other people believe that Wilmington is more balanced this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I would believe the latter. I think Wilmington looks to be a more balanced team with more people stepping up and providing our offense.
We're underway here to the 3rd quarter. Wilmington has the basketball going left to right. Wilson wide open 3 in the corner to open up the 3rd. No good. And Campbell, good hustle to get the rebound. Gives it off to Jefferson. Wilmington up by 10 here. Tabor. Nice pass to Moyer. 2-pointer. Got it. Nothing but net from Mary Moyer. And Wilmington out to a 12-point lead now. Their biggest of the day is 13. On the other end of the floor now, Carson gives it to Goings. Nearly got it stolen away. As Beseskin with the basketball. Going to drive. Got cut off by Wilson. Good defense. Back outside to Carson. 10 on the shot clock.
Once again, their time continues to run down.
Yep, Carson drives. Gives it to Goings. And it's going to be a kick against Mary Moyer.
4 seconds on the clock? 5?
Nope, they put 15 back on the clock. That must be a rule where if you get kicked.
I guess.
Inbound comes in to number 2, Taylor. Been a non-factor today as she misses that layup, and it's rebounded.
Got a foul.
Rebounded by Jefferson, who is fouled by Taylor, her 3rd and the team's 1st. Jefferson will bring the ball up past half court now. Gives it to Wilson. Wilson to Moyer. Moyer try to find Jefferson. She's just going to square up another jumper.
Mary just turns around and drills it.
Mary Moyer, 4 points already here in the second half. 45-31, 14-point lead for Wilmington. Now Carson has the ball for the Muskies. Gives it off to Beseskin, who's going to drive. Working, no good. Ball had a lot of spin to it, spun right off the rim. Jefferson now on the other end of the floor. Gives it to Tabor. Tabor back to Jefferson. Puts it up off the glass. No good. Ball's loose. Going back to Muskingum. I believe that was off the face of Jefferson.
Ouch.
Right? Moran back into the ball game for Muskingum now. 8:20 to go in the third quarter of play. Wilmington up 45-31. Brings the ball up the floor is Darling. Gave it to Beseskin. Got a pick. Back over to Darling. Tried to fit it inside to Moran. Couldn't. Gives it to Goings. Now the pass is into Moran. Nice block by Jacole Tabor. Jefferson now. Coast to coast. Lost it and got fouled.
So is that before or after the shot?
That was after the shot. So that was the first foul. Charge number 25, Besanskin. Her first team second. Shooting 2, Brittany Jefferson. First one is up and no good.
No arc on that whatsoever.
Nope. Now the second for Jefferson. That one's no good. Short. Pulled down by Moran. Gave it off to Carson, and she'll take it up past half court. Gives it Darling. Back to Carson. Over to Goings. And Wilson's going to get charged with a little ticky-tack foul. That's her fourth. Nope, that's her third. Team's first. I thought she had 3 going into the half, but she only had 2. Wilson comes out, and Ellie Cavell comes in. Darling with the ball on the inbound. Gives it to Carson.
Foul.
And another foul. This one's against Mary Moyer. So 2 quick fouls picked up by Wilmington. That's Moyer's second of the game.
Little reach in there. You're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal.
You're home for high school and college sports. Inbound comes into Carson. Gives it back to Darling. Working against Jefferson and gives it off back to Carson. Over to Goings. Now Besanskin with the ball. Trying to make her move. Can't. Gives it back to Moran. Over to Darling. 13 on the shot clock. Good defense by Wilmington. Darling has to kick it out to Moran. 5 on the shot clock. Nearly stolen away. Puts up a desperation shot. No good. Rebound pulled down by Brittany Jefferson. Jefferson now. Tried to go coast to coast, and she traveled.
So was last night date night, AJ?
Yes.
Bowling?
No.
Pool?
Nurse Jackie. Nurse Jackie night on Netflix.
Nurse Jackie. No, I thought you were saying you were playing doctor.
Really? Darling with the ball for Muskingum. Inside to Goings. And she's going to get fouled by Mary Moore. Kind of a good acting job there by Goings to draw that foul. And now she'll be shooting 2 at the line. That's the third foul against Moyer in the game, and the third foul of the quarter for Wilmington. 2 shots for Goings. First one's up and good.
Got a nice looking foul shot.
Lexi Kingsbury and AJ Arling coming back into the ball game for Tabor and Moyer. Second shot is up. That one's good as well. 45-33. Scoreboard's wrong. Jefferson, there we go, gives it to Lexi Kingsbury. Over to Wilson. Now to Cavell. Back to AJ Arling. No, nice pass to Wilson, but she had to bring it all the way back out. Gives it to Jefferson. Over to Ellie Cavell. Back to Jefferson, 10 on the shot clock. Jefferson drives, puts it up, gets fouled.
Miss it.
Wow.
How did she do that?
Superhero powers, I guess. Besansky in charge with her second, team's third, and now Jefferson will complete a 3-point play with this free throw if she makes it. Shot is up. No good on the 3-point play, so it's 47-33 as Moran pulls down the rebound and handed it off to Besanskin. And she throws it away. Ball's going back to Wilmington now. Another turnover from Muskies. They had 10 at halftime.
Number 3, Dana Parkland. Number 23, Holly Stalker.
Lexi Kingsbury will inbound it to Jefferson. 6:10 to go in the third quarter, 47-33. Lady Quakers in the lead. Jefferson got 2 picks in a row, goes up, got it blocked from behind by number 23, Stalker.
Good feed.
Now Smith with the ball. Gives it back to Stalker. He gives it to Carson. Slowing it down now, 15 on the shot clock. Gives it to Smith. Over to Moran. Back to Carson. 3-pointer, long 3 from the wing, no good. Rebound pulled down by Miranda Wilson, the Lady Quakers. Gives it off to Brittany Jefferson. Over to Lexi Kingsbury. Back to Wilson. To Ellie Cavell. Over to Kingsbury. Thought about a 3. Gives it back to Jefferson. Over to Cavell. Inside. A.J. Arling. No good. Rebound by Stalker. Carson will bring it up. Now to Smith. Back to Carson. Over to Moran. Over to Parkman. Parkman drives. Goes up. No good. Rebound was pulled down by Moran. She couldn't hit the shot. That one was thrown away by Jefferson, and she's going to steal it. And Jefferson's going to take the easy layup for 2. She made a mistake, and she fixed it. 49-33. Wilmington in the lead now. 4:35 to go in the third quarter. That's making up for a mistake right there. Smith gave it off to Stalker. Now she's going to drive, puts up a jumper, whistle, and a foul against A.J. Arling.
Foul shot number 50, A.J. Arling.
That's her 4th, the team's 4th.
Team's 4th of the period.
Shooting 2 will be Stalker from the line. First shot is up and no good. Emily Smith and Locke coming back into the ball game for Wilmington. Second shot is up and that one's good. 15-point lead for the Lady Quakers. 49-34. Locke takes it across half court. Locke wanted the drive, gave it to Ellie Cavell for 3 as she was way off there. Airballed it, Parkman caught it. Gave it to Carson. Carson to Moran, back to Carson, back to Parkman. Back over to Moran, now back to Carson. Thought about driving. Gave it to Parkman, jumper for 2 is no good, short. Ball goes out of bounds and going back to the Lady Quakers. 3:48 to go in the third period. 49-34. Lady Quakers in the lead. Inbound comes in the Locke. Locke to Wilson. Wilson over to Lexi Kingsbury. Back to Locke. Over to Smith. Smith to Ellie Cavell. This time a 3-pointer is up. No good. Rebounded by Carson.
Almost a bank shot there.
Yeah, almost banked that one in. And a reach in by Ellie Cavell. That's going to be 5 fouls for Wilmington in the quarter, and now Muskingum will be shooting 2 the rest of the way. It's Ellie's second.
Team's 5th of the period.
First shot for Carson is up. Been good. Second shot is up and good. 3:21 now to go. It's a 13-point Wilmington lead, 49-36. Inbound comes into Brittany Jefferson, who's back out on the floor. Working against Parkman, takes it across half court. Gives it to Tabor. Over to Ellie Cavell. Over to Hillis. Thought about a three, gave it off to Smith. Back to Jefferson. Back to Hillis. Over to Tabor. Over to Jefferson. 8 on the shot clock. Jefferson, Ellie Cavell. 5 seconds.
Gotta shoot it.
Jumper. Got it. One-handed jumper for Ellie Cavell is good. 51-36, Wilmington in the lead.
They planned it that way.
Yeah. Smith gave it off to Moran. Over to Parkman. Now to Stalker. Driving, spinning, no good, and a foul.
Kind of out of control there.
The foul's on number 30, Emily.
That's only Emily's first.
First personal foul.
Shooting two will be Stalker again at the line for Muskingum.
Number 23, Helen Stalker, 2 throws.
What's that?
First one's up, been good.
I wish I could yell stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, right. My left ear.
Second shot is up and no good. Rebound by Parkman and Muskingum. She puts up a bank shot, no good. Rebounded by Brittany Jefferson. It's 2-on-2 down the floor, and she slows it down and lets her offensive players come back down. Cavell gets the handoff from Tabor. Drives, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Smith, kicks it back outside, and it's going to be a foul.
Right.
Dana Parkman with her second, team's fourth. Campbell comes back in, and so does Mary Moyer, both with 3 fouls.
Also back to the game, number 20, Mary Moyer.
Jefferson inbounds it to Campbell. Shot right away is good.
Good play.
Now Muskingum brings the ball up the floor as Parkman receives the rock. Fits it inside to Taylor. Goes up, no good. Gets her own rebound. Second chance shot is no good, and she's fouled. A lot of fouls here in the second half. That's Tabor's third. 2 shots for Mallory Taylor. First one's good. And in comes Lexi Kingsbury.
Mallory Taylor shooting 2. Lexi Kingsbury back in the game for the Quakers.
Second shot, no good. Rebounded by Mary Moyer. He gives it right to Campbell, who gives it to Jefferson, and she'll take it across half court. Over to Hillis. Over to Campbell. Campbell to Moyer. Over to Jefferson. Back to Campbell. Fits it inside to Moyer. Moyer's going to go reverse layup. Good!
That's nice.
Haven't seen her patented reverse layup like that in a while this season.
That's an M squared.
That is an M squared right there. Smith with the basketball for Muskingum. She's going to jumper of her own, nothing but net. Starting to pick up the pace here with 1:15 to go in the third period. Moyer to Campbell. Campbell's going to drive, puts up the jumper. Banker! She called bank on that one. 2 points, and it's now a 17-point lead, 57-40 with a minute to go in the third. Smith with the ball. Gives it to Taylor for 3. No good. Rebounded by Jefferson. Jefferson, nice pass to Kingsbury. Nice pass to Campbell down low. Tries to go up, and it's a jump ball. And it's going to go back to Muskingum now with 46.3 seconds to go.
Back into the game for Wilmington, number 42, Miranda Wilson.
Wilson and Emily Smith into the ball game.
Smith.
Inbound comes into Darling. She'll bring it across half court now. Gave it off to Smith. Smith inside to Taylor.
That was a nice pass.
Yep, layup is good, and the foul.
One of the few times that they've really gotten it into the basket like that.
33, Lexi Kingsbury.
Lexi Kingsbury's first personal foul, and a three-point play attempt for Taylor is up and good. 57-43, 31 seconds to go in the third quarter as Jefferson takes it across half court. Gives it off to Kingsbury. Gives it off to Wilson. Wilson to Hillis. Back to Kingsbury. Tried to fit it inside. Lost the handle on it, and it's a turnover. Ball goes out of bounds. Going back to Muskingum with 16.7 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 57-43. Lady Quakers are in the lead. Last possession of the third quarter more than likely here. Darling takes it up, gives it to Parkman. Good tight defense for Wilmington. Taylor receives it. And
It's going to be a foul.
Yep, it's going to be a foul, so it's going to be 2 shots for Mallory Taylor. That's Kingsbury's second.
Second personal foul. At the line, 32, Mallory Taylor.
First one is good. Second one is good as well. Back to a 12-point game with 3 seconds. Here comes Locke down the floor. Tried to feed it into Smith. And Goings tried to hit Taylor down the floor for one last shot, and that's going to be the end of our third quarter of play. Wilmington up by 12, though, 57-45 at the end of 3, Rick. So a nice little third quarter there. Wilmington putting up 16 in the third quarter to 14 for Muskingum.
Does this music want you to make you do something there, AJ?
Jump on it. I hate this song.
Oh, come on. You like it. I know.
So a little fast-paced third quarter at the beginning, and then they slowed it down in the middle, and then they picked it up again there towards the end. Seems like that's the trend of today in this ball game. They picked it up in the first 3-4 minutes, and then in the last 2 minutes, both teams have picked it up and really just found their stride, made some good baskets, and both teams are shot very well from the field in that third quarter, Rick.
Well, the good thing is that Wilmington has maintained a fairly decent lead. The Muskies haven't made the typical run that they made in that first half, where they came within 1 point a couple different times. So right now, going into this, final quarter, Wilmington would literally have to self-destruct to lose this ball game.
Need to keep shooting the ball the way that they have been all game long, too.
Yeah, they don't need to make any changes as far as defense or offense. Just keep doing what you've been doing because it's working.
Roger's still awake over there?
Roger's awake. Kiki's awake. She's keeping the music coming. Those are her personal selections, of course, that she plays.
All right, Wilmington begins with the ball to begin the fourth and final quarter as Jefferson takes the inbound. Gives it off to Campbell. Campbell thought about driving, kicks it back outside to Wilson as she jump-stepped, and it's a travel. Man, she had a lane to drive, too.
Right, not a good way to start the fourth quarter.
All right, Muskingum after the turnover. Darling gives it off to Beseskin. Three-pointer from way out there is no good. Rebounded by Jefferson. Wilmington wants to run. Gives it to Campbell. Campbell with the easy basket.
Beautiful.
It's been Jefferson to Campbell, it seems like, this whole second half so far. Beseskin gave it to Darling. Over to Taylor. Inside to Goings. Goes up strong. Nice. Underhanded basket. That one snuck in there.
That was a girl shot.
Yeah. That was a nice shot, though. Campbell gives it back outside to Jefferson, who kicks it over to Mary Moyer. Jump effort, too. That one hung up in the air for a while. And now it's 61-47 with a minute into this fourth quarter, 9 to go. Carson with the ball for the Muskies. Gives it to Darling. Excuse me, that was Beseskin who gave it to Darling. Three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Goings. who tried to kick it back outside, intercepted by Jefferson and the Lady Quakers. Wilson, nice pass down low to Moyer, gives it to Tabor. And Tabor with 2.
Some good offense going on here for the Lady Quakers.
63-47. We didn't see a single timeout in that third quarter, but Muskingum might be thinking of one here.
They're going to have to if this keeps up.
Baseskin with it on the corner. Drives, kicks it outside to Darling, over to Carson. Carson feeds it. Nice pass to Baseskin for 2. 8:05 to go in the game. 63-49 now. Lady Quakers in the lead. Moyer gets the rock from Jefferson back to Jefferson. Oh, nice move by Jefferson. Gives it to Wilson. Going to drive, kick it outside to Moyer. Moyer to Campbell. Campbell finds a lane, goes up with it, and it's too easy. The foul in the basket. And 1 for Mackenzie Campbell. 44, Goings is charged with her third and the team's first of the quarter. Campbell's picked it up here in the second half, Rick, at halftime.
Yes, she has.
She only had 5 points. 3-point play is completed by Mackenzie Campbell. 66-49. Wilmington in the lead. Baseskin goes up with a jumper, too short. And Tabor lets it go out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover going back to the Lady Quakers. Jefferson gets the inbound pass. It was nearly stolen by Taylor. Gives it off.
Yeah, looks like Muskies are trying to put a little bit more pressure on the ball.
Nice pass by Wilson. Wilson backdoor pass by Tabor. Goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Wilmington. Inbound comes into Moyer, who gives it to Wilson. Oh, man, bad pass. It's going to go back to Muskingum as she was trying to find Campbell inside. I'm not so sure that one was last touched by a Quaker.
I don't know. She zigged when she should have zagged, right?
Right. The Muskies with possession. Carson with the basketball on the wing. Gives it to Darling, and that's going to be a foul against Jefferson.
At her third.
Nope, that's just her first. Inbound comes into Taylor. Spinning her way. Layup is good. Inbound comes into Jefferson. She's getting pressured. Gets it across half court, though. Kicked. Yep, that's going to be a kick. Stays with Wilmington.
It's leading Wilmington, number 14, Ellie Lavelle.
Trying to turn my volume up there, Roger. You can't hear me?
You're quiet.
I know I have a soft-spoken voice.
It's almost like a, what's his name? Morgan Freeman. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Wilmington here. 20 on the shot clock as the inbound comes into Campbell. Gives it right back to Jefferson. Now Campbell gets the rock. Drive, kicks it to Tabor. Nice pass by Campbell to Tabor for 2.
We need a timeout here if you're Muskies.
Three-pointer is no good by Basanskin. Rebounded by Moyer. Now Cavell could not save it from going out of bounds. And it's going to go back to the Muskies here. 6:23 to go in the ball game. 68-51. Lady Quakers in the lead. We'll have some substitutions for Wilmington as A.J. Arling and Miranda Wilson comes into the ball game. Darling gets the inbound pass. She'll bring it up past half court. Gives it off to Basanskin. So gives it to Darling. Back to Basanskin. Oh, nearly stolen away by Tabor. Ball still loose on the floor. Tabor just stealing away there. And Tabor to Wilson. Wilson outside, Ellie Cavell over to Jefferson. Back to Tabor. Wide open three-pointer in the corner is no good. Rebounded by Basanskin. She'll take it across half court. Gives it off to Moran. Back to Basanskin, three-pointer from the wing, and that one is good. 14-point game here, 5.5 minutes to go. 68-54. Jefferson with the rock. Gives it to Tabor. Over to Wilson. Over to Ellie Cavell. Back to Tabor. Inside to Wilson. Goes up with a jumper. No good. Rebounded by A.J. Arling, and a jump ball will go back to Muskingum.
Into game number 12, Caitlin Smith. Also number 23, Kylie Stocker. Wilmington, number 24, Mackenzie Campbell. Also number 24, Skylar Finnemore.
Smith brings the ball up the floor for the Muskies, gives it to Darling. Over to number 24, Fenimore. Working the ball around, Smith with it, gonna drive, lost the handle of it, and it's gonna go out of bounds, but stay with Muskingum with 13 on the shot clock. Now, Muskingum, Smith, or Darling kicks it outside. Two-pointer jumper is no good. Rebounded by Fenimore, throws it away to Tabor. Didn't watch out from behind. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. And it will stay with the Quakers. Jefferson drive, goes up with it, no good. Rebound pulled down by number 23, Stalker. Other end of the floor, three-pointer for Fenimore, too strong. Rebound is pulled down by Moran, and she gets fouled hard by the Lady Quakers.
Foul number 14, Ellie Campbell. Your personal foul.
Shots up and good.
Foul number 41, Leah Moran. Wilmington substitution, Miranda Wilson.
Second one is up and good for Moran. 68-56. Cavell gets the inbound. Gives it off to Tabor. To Wilson. Excuse me. That was Campbell to Wilson. Shots up. No good. Rebound. Pulled down by number 23, Stalker. Now back to number 24, Fenimore. Back to Darling and over to Stalker. Now to Smith. Smith to Fenimore, back to Darling, inside to Stalker, pump fake, drive, goes up, good on the shot. And a timeout will be taken on the floor by Wilmington, a 30-second timeout with 3:41 to go in the game. Wilmington up by 10, 68-58 here from Fred Risk Arena. All right, after the Wilmington timeout, they have possession of the ball up by 10, 68-58 with 3:41 to go as Jefferson receives the inbound pass. She'll take it across half court. Give it off to Moyer. Over to Campbell. Campbell makes her move to the basket, goes up, and it's too easy for Mackenzie Campbell. And Wilmington back out to 12 points, Rick.
That was a nice little drive there.
Other end of the floor now. Poseskin gave it off to Moran. Over to Carson. Back to Stalker. Jumper. Good.
Muskie's not going away.
Jefferson with the rock. Takes it across half court. Working against Carson. Gives it off to Cavell. Back over to Moyer. Tried to hand it off. She does. Jefferson the other way. On the drive, and it's good for two. Wilmington's offense picking it up here in the second half, Rick. Carson to Baseskin. Baseskin to Moran. Over to Smith. Over to Stalker. Back to Carson. 13 on the shot clock. Carson going to make her move. Stops. Two-pointer. Footer was on the line. No good. Ball's loose on the floor.
Going to be Wilmington?
Yep. Jump ball. Going to go back to Wilmington. With a 12-point lead and 2:24 to go. 72-60. Lady Quakers are in the lead. Jefferson will bring it up the floor. Got it knocked away by Carson. She reins it back in. Gives it off to Tabor. Gives it to Campbell. Over to Moyer. Back to Jefferson. Over to Cavell. Two-pointer. No good. Tabor tried to save it. Ball's loose on the floor.
That looked like a kick.
Yep. Taylor picked it up. Jefferson is hurt on the floor down here on the other end. Other end, Stalker. Two-point jumper is good. As it was 5-on-4 down there as Jefferson was laying on the court, and she's going to have to come out, I think.
Substitution into the game, number 10, Angela Conway. For Wilmington, number 42, Miranda Wilson.
Wilmington with the ball. Got to get it in. Just does, and it's going to stay with Wilmington. It was his last touch by Muskingum.
Muskie's trying to put some extra pressure on the ball. See if they can get closer than 10 points.
Inbound comes in to Ellie Cavell. It's 72-62. Nice pass to Campbell. Stolen away by Carson, all by herself. Good on the layup. 8-point game. Timeout by Muskingum.
Try to talk over some type of a strategy to get here, get close enough to potentially send this game into overtime or even win it in regulation.
30-second timeout taken by Muskingum. 1:15 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Wilmington 72, Muskingum 64.
AJ, I do the jokes, not you. I'm the funny man.
Sorry, Dickie.
I forgot.
Charlie's the funny man?
They thought he was.
Yeah. He's funny tonight because he's going to be calling in and talking with Dave.
Oh, riding the wave with Dave.
WKRC 55.
And now you're going to give listeners. Inbound.
Well, he'll have 4 then.
Ellie Cavell gives it to Tabor. Back to Cavell. Over to Moyer to Campbell.
Almost stolen.
Yep. Back to Wilson. Goes to Cavell. 1 minute to go and a foul. Against Muskingum, number 25. Basanskin, and that's our third. Team second. So 3 fouls to give with under a minute to play. 72-64. Lady Quakers in the lead. Cavell inbounds it to Jefferson. There's the foul. Still have to get 2 more. One's on Carson, her second. Inbound to Tabor. There's a foul.
2023.
On number 23, Stalker.
Second personal.
Our second. One more will put Wilmington on the line. 54 and a half seconds and a timeout. Want to be taken by Jerry Sheevy.
A full timeout by the Quakers.
Full timeout taken by Wilmington with 54 and a half seconds to go. Still 72-64, so now it's all about the fouls.
I think they probably started this whole thing with fouling in that a little too late.
I think they should have done it a few seconds earlier.
Yeah, more at the 2-minute mark instead of waiting till the last minute and then trying to squeeze in 3 or 4 fouls to send Wilmington to the line. And then you got to hope that they miss it.
Still a 3-possession game. They still got plenty of time on the clock. And the way that they've been holding the ball, though, they've been using way too much time because Wilmington's got good defense.
Well, and Wilmington ran some time off this last possession, so Wilmington's not going to be in any hurry to shoot the ball.
All right, after the timeout by Wilmington, Tabor will inbound it. Stolen away by Taylor, and that's going to be a foul against Mary Moyer. So a turnover by Wilmington.
Yeah, you don't want to foul and stop the clock.
So now Muskingum has possession after the turnover, and it comes into Darling. They're going to have to shoot a quick one here. Down by 8, 3 possessions. Gives it to Carson, 3-pointer from way out there, short, and it goes out of bounds, says Taylor.
It looks like, doesn't it?
Yep, and Taylor couldn't control the rebound, and it goes back to Wilmington now. Still an 8-point game as Jefferson gets the inbound and foul.
The fouls on number 32, Alexander Carson.
And that's Carson's 3rd foul. And now Jefferson will be at the line shooting 2 with 39.8 seconds to go.
Brittany Jefferson, 2 throws.
First one is good.
Substitution is number 33, Lexi Kingsbury.
Second one, no good. Rebound by Darling and a timeout.
The timeout on the forward taken by Muskingum.
Full timeout. 38.8 seconds to go. 73-64. Wilmington still in the lead here. From Fred Risk Arena, you're listening to live college basketball here on CampusNation.com. The Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports.
Music was cued perfectly for you there,
It was
AJ.
perfect.
Yeah. You and Tiki are like synced.
Ha. See a little kid over here dancing.
All right. The last few seconds left in this ball game. Wilmington with a 3-possession game.
Carson will inbound it for Muskingum by their bench. Inbound comes into Darling, gives it off to Basanskin. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound by Tabor, and she's fouled. That ran 10 seconds off.
Fouls on number 23, Stalker.
Stalker, her 3rd personal foul, and now Tabor will be shooting 2.
Jacob Tabor, 2 throws.
This would basically put it away.
Makes the first one.
Off the back of the rim.
Second shot for Tabor. That one's good too to make it 11 points. 75-64. Darling gets the inbound. Gives it off to Basanskin.
Taking too much time.
Yep. She drives, puts it up, gets fouled in the bucket. Fouls on Jefferson, her second. Team's fourth. One shot for Basanskin. Do you miss or make? Nope, she made it. Inbound comes into Jefferson, spins away, and she's fouled. Almost got the running start. Two shots upcoming for Jefferson. It's an 8-point game, 75-67.
These last few seconds, 33, 40 seconds, taking 2 minutes.
First one is no good by Jefferson.
It's a good thing I'm not paying you guys by the hour.
You'd be broke. Oh, wait, you don't pay us at all.
Oh, well.
Second one's no good by Jefferson. Rebounded by Stalker. 15 seconds on the game clock now.
Should we let him into the secret, Roger?
Over here to Taylor.
He's the only one that doesn't get paid.
Three-pointer by Basanskin is no good. Rebounded by Ellie Cavell, who's fouled right after the rebound. With 6.2 seconds left. And now Ellie Cavell will be shooting two, but this game is pretty much all over but the shouting.
Shooting two.
So we're going to be ready for some high school basketball.
Yep. First one is up and no good.
A little phenom, Maya Jackson.
Freshman,
that's right. Freshman phenom. FF.
Second one, good by Cavell. 1 of 2. And a timeout taken by the Muskies. It's back to a 3-possession game with 6.2 seconds to go.
I really don't understand the reason for taking this timeout unless they just don't want to get on the bus and go back to Muskie Land.
Yeah.
I mean, with 6.2 seconds, 3 possessions, it's impossible. There's no way you can get it back up and down the court twice in order to be able to score, let alone 3 times.
Right.
Maybe they want to hear more of Kiki's great music. That's it. Of course, you can't take the timeouts with you anyway, right?
Right. Stalker gets fouled by Kingsbury, and she'll shoot 2, as that's Wilmington's 5th team foul.
I reiterate, why do we foul?
Well, they kind of got tangled up there a little bit, too.
Yeah, okay.
Fighting over the ball.
First one is good by Stalker. That's the 4th for Kingsbury. Second one is up and good.
Let's take another timeout.
Timeout this time by Wilmington.
4.2 seconds.
76-69. Wilmington in the lead, 4.2 seconds to go. Probably see another foul unless Wilmington gets it in and gets away from the defenders. And we can get the final stats and analysis that's coming your way following the game as we get ready for high school girls basketball action as East Clinton comes in to take on the Wilmington Hurricanes. 6:45 will be on the air from the high school gym this time instead of Fred Summers Court.
Right, we're going to be in the end zone from what Troy Deals, the athletic director, said. He's going to set a table up at the end of the court. So a different perspective.
Okay.
In a different venue. First time we've actually done any broadcasting from the high school gym.
There might be some wrestling going on over at the middle school gym. Inbound comes into Jefferson, and she's fouled.
Is that like mud wrestling?
No, like amateur wrestling.
Oh, amateur wrestling.
Olympic-style wrestling.
Yeah.
The best wrestling in the world.
What'd she shake her head for? She didn't like my joke? Send her back to the concession stand.
First one is good by Jefferson. Just 2 seconds left to go. Wilmington will back off, and Muskingum will probably shoot a full court shot. Second one by Jefferson's no good. Stalker with the rebound, puts up a 3/4 of a shot, no good, and that's going to do it. Wilmington wins this one by 8 to go to 6-9 on the year. Muskingum falls to 4-11 and 0-8 in OAC play. They have still yet to get an OAC conference win, 77-69. Lady Quakers win this one. We'll be having our final stats here shortly. I'll go down and get them, save Rick's legs some trouble because he's old and can't really move very well anymore.
All right, we got the timer set, AJ. You got like 10 seconds.
10 seconds to just, ream on you for a little bit?
No, that's what we're going to do after you take your headset off and you go down to get the stats.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
They have to copy them.
I gotta go over to Judy's office.
Excuse me?
Say, Kiki.
Oh, man.
Now, even though her name is not Moyer any longer because she's married, that is, I'm assuming, Mary's oldest sister down here.
What happens when you assume things, Rick?
Yeah, we don't know. She could be. But anyway, she's also Preston's third grade teacher.
See if he's still figured out. I got bigger hands.
Probably wouldn't have.
All right, AJ makes his way down. Got something we can throw at him?
Bigger chair.
You're going the wrong way.
Oh, he's taking the secret way. The underground tunnel.
How you down there? You got her one there?
Well, that's what happened. I went down there.
You got her hand down? Yeah, you died doing it.
At least start getting everything together, right? No, we won't make fun of you anytime
Yeah, I'll lift
to the
the boat.
to the end of this. We'll wait till we get to the next game to do that.
Yeah, I'll figure that.
Where do you guys head to next?
We got to go over to Wilmington High School for a girls' basketball game.
Good Lord, there's another baby out. There's too many babies. There's soon to be 5 or 6. They're even right now.
See if I can pull it up. We're just trying to get a real quick score update on the men's game at Muskingum. I think it's gone into overtime. 19 seconds to go in the second half. 73-73 is what I see, pulling it up from the Fighting Muskies site. I didn't know they were the Fighting Muskies. I just thought they were the Muskies. Come on, AJ. And our final score tonight, 77-69, the Lady Quakers over the Fighting Lady Muskies. 73-73. Internet.
How much time's left? 19 seconds?
19 seconds. Do you think you can wrap this up?
I don't know. Maybe.
Wait a minute. Timeout. Roger's raring to go.
All right, so final stats, leading scores.
Time for the kids to buzzer and beat us.
We lost.
Museskin was the leading scorer for Muskingum with 16 points, 3 rebounds, with 13 points, 3 boards is Haley Stalker. With 12 points, 3 boards is Mallory Taylor. With 9 points, Alexandra Carson. They shot a total of 33.9% from the field, 25% from three-point range, and were 23 of 28 from the line. Wilmington had 3 players in double-digit scoring this afternoon with 16 points, Mackenzie Campbell and Brittany Jefferson. Jefferson had 9 boards. With 15 points, 8 boards was Mary Moyer. With 9 points was Courtney Hillis and Jacole Tabor. Wilmington shot 51% in the second half for a total of 49.2 in the game. Were 5 of 17 from three-point land and 12 of 21 from the line. Wilmington also had 42 points in the paint compared to 22 for Muskingum, 17 points off of turnovers, and Wilmington's bench was outscored 22-19 by Muskingum. Wilmington led the entire ball game. Their biggest lead was 17 points. Wilmington wins 77-69. Our attendance this afternoon was 335 people, Rick.
It was a nice crowd, and the men drop a tough game. Looks like it's going to be 76-74. There's 1 second remaining in the second half. Not much you can do with that, AJ.
All right, and again, Muskingum falls to 4-11, 0-8 in OAC play. Wilmington goes to 6-9 and 3-5 in OAC play, and they win it 77-69. Rick, take them home.
Right, we'll be off to Wilmington High School for the Astros against the Lady Hurricane. Tune in. The game is going to start at about 6:45 with the pregame with the game to start at 7 o'clock. So we'll see you later tonight. Go Quakers.